Hey, it's Clay, and welcome to the Follow Through, where we talk business, your business. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, we're live on Facebook, and you can also catch every episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. All right, let's get right into it. Enjoy the show. Go today, make that one phone call, find somebody you haven't talked to in a while, find somebody that you've reached out to and maybe you haven't heard back from, or you got their voicemail or something. Pick up that phone. If they don't answer, shoot them a text, shoot them a quick email. See what happens, because you never know what's happened. And if you just do that once a day, think about every day. Pick a time during the day. Get that done. If you did do that, you had a chance to do that, let me know in the chat if it worked out for you, if it didn't work out for you this time. And if it didn't work out for you, find another one and then reach out to them again. Consistently be reaching out. So this morning, I'm going to try something a little bit new here in a little bit, and hope it works because I think it'll actually be pretty cool. So as we're moving along here, and on Monday we talked about the differences between a field service management software and a CRM or a lead management system. On Wednesday, we talked about how to choose one for yourself. And today we're going to kind of bring that all together. And we are going to kind of look at and kind of go through how these two systems work together and how to get them to talk, not how to get them to talk to each other, but what happens during your sales process and your production process, and how a field service management software and a lead management software work together. And at this point, like really for Monday, seeing what the differences are. Wednesday, kind of, going through how to pick the best one for you, the questions to ask yourself, to get you answers to figure out which one is the best for you. Just kind of be realizing like the problem really isn't choosing between whether you should use a field service management software and a lead management system. The real problem is thinking that you have to choose between one or the other, because you should really be using both to get a fully effective monster of a marketing system from initial contact all the way until reactivation. So today I'm going to walk through and kind of show you what it looks like when these two systems actually work together instead of working against each other, right? So let's kind of review a little bit about what each system does really well. So an FSM, or your field service management software, is going to do scheduling really well. It's going to manage your crews really well. It's going to allow you to create estimates for that client, send those quotes. It's going to allow you to do invoicing and then your job execution and time management and stuff like that on a job. And then where a CRM is going to shine is going to be in your pre-job follow-up. It's going to be in your nurturing. It's going to nurture your undecided leads. It's going to allow you to track stalled conversations, like where people get stuck. And then a CRM is going to also then allow you to reactivate those clients, whether they became a client and you want to reactivate them to get them to come back to you, or maybe they were somebody that dropped off, or a lead that never got back to you or decided to do it later or what have you. So a CRM is going to help you manage that easier, simpler, so you don't have to think about it. So with that, and with each job each one has, there is a responsibility to divide between the two of them. So your lead management is going to own the first contact. It's going to own the initial response to them. It's going to own your follow-ups from a lead management standpoint so that you don't forget. It's also going to allow you to easily create reminders in the system. It's It's going to allow you to figure out and decide whether or not you need to change your sales process or your sales journey for those clients. And it's going to allow you to create an experience for your clients and your leads that everyone goes through the same. You're going to go through the same process every time. You're really creating a repeatable process every time someone comes in. So you're not recreating the wheel all the time, and you bring up people in, you bring new salespeople in, you have a process in place. Like, this is how we do it. This is how it goes. And while sometimes, you veer off, if you have a dedicated process in place, everything is the same. Kind of like a McDonald's, they make hamburgers the same every time. Your sales process is the same every time, which is the same as bringing in your FSM. So that's going to own, like I mentioned before, your scheduling. It's going to own you creating your estimates. Maybe it has some kind of system in it where you can follow up with your estimates. I know a lot of them do, where you send it out and you can create follow-ups for that, automated follow-ups. Sometimes they're limited though. And if you can only do it once or twice in there, you need more follow-ups than once or twice. Hands down, no question about it. It's going to own your production. So whatever service you're providing, that FSM is going to own your production. It's going to own the your crews and organizing your crews and organizing where they're going to be every day. Your invoicing and any execution after someone says, "I think I'm ready to." Whatever your execution phase is, and we'll talk about this, but it's gonna own execution after a client says yes to a certain step in your process. So here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to share my screen. So this is a quick image that I created, a quick diagram created that kind of shows you a picture of how these two systems work together. So everyone has this first step where all your leads are coming in. They're coming in via phone calls, your forums, your text messages. However people are communicating with you, they're coming in. And at this stage, this is where everybody is coming into your lead management and your CX system to handle all of your responses, your follow-ups, your nurturing for your leads. It's going to collect all that information that they're providing you, either via your form, phone calls. Like a really good lead management system will allow you to attach your phone system to it, and then you can record your phone calls and actually summarize them. So if you have multiple team members that are talking to people, or even if you're just on the road, you can have that phone call with people. Your phone call can be recorded and it can be totally summarized so that now when you get back to the office, you have a place to go to look at what you talked about. It's going to take notes for you, and then you can move on to your next step. Or if you have another conversation with them, you can actually remember without having to use your brain as to what your conversation was about. It's also going to allow you to schedule discovery calls with people, maybe call it a phone consult with people, and then set reminders for them, and you put it on your calendar. And then even the next step is on-site consultations. It'll allow you to schedule your on-site consultations, allowing you to give them times to meet with them, and it's going to remind them as well about that. And you can send them even additional information based on what they're interested in. So at this point, this is the tricky point here, the handoff point. So in your sales process, this is why it's so important to sit down and create a sales process and literally map it out in your company so that you know and everyone knows what is happening and what next step is based on where the client is in your sales process. So this is the handoff. So at some point, we're handing this lead off into your FSM or your job management system. A lot of times, this is happening when, most of the time, it's happening when either an on-site consultation is created, or it's time to, or if it's something where you're speaking with them on the phone and you can send them a quote and get them to sign the quote right from the phone call and you don't have to go out to them. So two main handoffs that happen within your company, I would say, are an on-site consultation is created. And a lot of times it's an on-site consultation because now you're going out to their house. And many times you're giving them a quote right on the spot. If you're not giving them a quote right on the spot, it might be the handoff might be after the consultation to where they go into your job management system, which is where now you're going to create the quote for the client and you're going to send that quote off to the client, which is where your job management system is going to pick up, follow up a couple times with their quote. And if your job management system can't do that, the cool thing about having a very robust and great CRM is if your quote needs to come out through your job management system, a lot of times we can kick it back into your lead management CX system to do the follow-ups with the quote for the quotes so that you're not having to manually do it on a consistent basis. And or even creating tasks in there for you to manually call them to see if they're still interested or if they got the quote. Like that's the biggest one. You send a quote out, you want to send something out right away so that you can make sure that they actually even received it or give them a quick phone call. Or even scheduling another time to go out, depending on what kind of service business you're in. So now it's living in the job. Now this lead and the process and the communications are living in your job management system. So they're in your system. Now if they accept the quote, now they're going on to scheduling, crews, your production, and your invoicing. So now your job management system is taking care of all of that during that production phase. Once that job is done, that is when now a lot of times that job is done and now they just live there and nothing else happens with that client. There's no other communication. I know so many times that I have hired service contractors, they come out to my house and they do something and they do a great job. There's nothing wrong with them, but I never hear from them again. And a lot of times I'm not even going to remember who I called out. And that's the whole point of kicking them back into some kind of reactivation, customer experience follow-ups. There's so much you can do. So once that job is done, they need to get kicked back into somewhere because a lot of times these job management systems, they're not going to handle that after job follow-ups. They're not going to handle that after job communication. They're not going to handle that reactivation of clients. So once the job is completed, they come into job executed and they come back into, so they come into this box, let's say, and then they come right back into your lead management system here. And now in your lead management system, you have after job follow-ups just to make sure everything is going okay. Maybe you do a 1 year touch. And if you're not doing it, it's a great thing to add. Reach out to the client a year after, depending on what kind of service business you're in. Make sure everything's going okay. It's really just a quick touch to see how everything's going. Your reviews, you want to ask for reviews. So once the job is done, boom, back into here, back into your lead management system to ask for reviews, to get reviews from your clients. There's the reactivation, which is email marketing. You want to get them into there. And a lot of people are doing that, which is fantastic. But now you got to get them out of here and then into some other kind of management marketing tool to do that. And a lot of times it's manual, but you should be able to connect these things so that when stuff happens, you don't have to think about it. Like these are all the little things that having these systems working together and talking to each other that you're not going to have to remember to do. So just even for example, you have a job management system, the job is done, it kicks into and asks for your reviews. So now listen, there are other platforms that you can use, a third-party platform. So now you're looking at having 1, 2, 3 different platforms to ask for reviews, when in essence, get yourself a really good CRM, lead management system, and it can do that for you. You don't need another third-party app to do it, as well as scheduling calls. Get a really good lead management system. It's going to have those scheduling call calendars in there. So you're not going to have to use another third-party app to create and to allow people to schedule phone calls with you. It all lives within your lead management system. So you're literally using 1, 2 platforms to run your entire marketing and production company. So this is, and in addition, like it's just crazy the amount of stuff that can happen. Like you have this and your job is done. Let's say your job is done, or even that lead never became a client. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not. But if you can, that's awesome. But right in here, the lead management and CX system, If the lead never becomes a client, you can now remarket to them. You can automate postcard sends. You can automate emails to them, marketing different jobs. If someone did do work with you, now they're back in your lead management system that is constantly marketing with them to do follow-up services, and and just provide them value as to the value you can provide them and how you can help them. So this is a really good, I feel like, visual of how all of this works together and how it's just a continuous loop. Because once a client's job is done, they come back in here. And then again, follow-ups, nurturing, reactivations, they buy again, they come back in your job management system. And then it's just a continuous loop that doesn't get broken. So I'll leave this up here so you guys can see it as I'm continuing to talk. So a lot of times where this gets confusing and where I feel like people get frustrated is, why do I need both? And when do I hand these off? So every handoff in every company is going to be a handoff different. And this may even be different from a handoff, because there might be points in here, like the estimate, the customer's living in here. Maybe they closed the job. Now they need to come back into here and back into your lead management system. And that's where the communication needs to happen. And when I say come back in and go from here to here, and then come back to here, I'm talking communication. So the communication to the client lives in here. And then when there's that handoff, the communication to the client lives here. And then it's just a continuous loop as to where they're coming in, going out, and where the communication is coming from based on what stage they're in your entire rotation of process for a client in your company. So what you need to do is kind of reframe, and you can see how they work together here. Reframe what that an FSM is not a lead management system, and it's now an LMS, and an LMS is not a field service management software, but together they work as a team. So they work together as a team. And you don't need 500 different apps to make it work. Find a great lead management CX system, a great FSM system for your company, and then they work together and just boom, 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 boom. It'll just be a continuous circle, round and round and round. So to close this, I have two quick questions. The one question is it before the job, which would be your lead management system, during the job, or after the job? Which side of your entire client customer lead flow seems the messiest? So start there. So right now, if you're struggling with managing your jobs, find something that's going to help you manage those jobs in a really good way. Maybe your follow-ups are good. Maybe you're doing pretty good with your after and reactivation right now. Start focusing on your job management. Or maybe you got your job management down, but your lead management when they come in is messy. Start looking at a CRM or a lead management system to help you with that. Maybe it's even after. If it's after and you have these two pretty good, but you're not following up with your clients afterwards, you're not reactivating them, you're not continuously marketing to past clients, you need to start looking at a lead management system or CX system that's going to help you do that. And if you want to talk about that, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to chat with you, talk through things, and help you kind of figure out maybe where you're stuck. Shoot me a DM and we can go back and forth, and I'll ask you questions, and you'll eventually figure out what's happening. So figure out which side is messier, or which phase is messier, and fix that. And then the next question to ask is, what breaks first when you're busy? A lot of times during the wintertime, and this happens on the East Coast a lot. I see it a lot in the East Coast, and I used to do this too. In the wintertime, I was flipping amazing at reaching out to clients, consistent with my email marketing, consistent with all kinds of stuff. And then once I got busy, it just dropped off. Like that drops off, and that's part of your marketing. And it needs to be consistent. And if you're not consistent with it, find a tool, find something that's going to help you with it. So these two systems working together will really help you create a consistent marketing machine that is going to help you chase your leads so you're not going crazy doing it. It's going to help you so that your jobs don't get delayed, and you have consistent structure, and your clients are communicated with, and they know what's going to happen. And it's not you're not relying on your brain and your memory to do it. So this is what a complete system looks like and how they all work together. And again, if you found value in this, I'd really appreciate it if you could share it with me so that other people can learn too, because that's really my ultimate goal, is to help people, help open their eyes to all of this software craziness that we have going on, what's best for them, how they work together, and how you can save time and make more money and save money as well. So again, I'm going to ask the same question again that I did the other day. Have you reached out to somebody that you haven't talked to in over a week? Maybe somebody you called, maybe somebody that reached out but you forgot to call back. Pick up that phone and give them a quick ring. If they don't answer, shoot them a quick email and see how you can help. So with that, have an awesome rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And I'm super excited about next week. I have some fun stuff going on next week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday again. And thanks again. Have a great day. And I'll see you all later. Bye. Before you go, if you want to learn more about what we're all about, head on over to kairocx.com. You can reach out to us there or just dig in and learn more about how we can help businesses and help businesses like yours at Cairo CX. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Follow Through.